Alright, welcome back to another packet tracer activity. This is 311, investigating existing network devices. So we're trying to learn all we can about the company network here, but we can't actually get in to see it. So what we do have is the administrator's PC, and we do have passwords for Telnet and the privileged exec mode. So we're going to use router and switch commands to find out all we can about the network. So the first thing we want to do is go into, First thing we want to do is go into the PC here, to the command prompt, and do ipconfig, because that gateway right there will let us in. So then we can do telnet 10.1.10.1. So we're trying to connect. Let's try it again. Here we go. Password is Cisco. So we've got a main router. So let's see. So we're going to do a little painting. So here's our main router. Okay, and then once we're into the main router, you can do all sorts of show commands to learn about what's going on in the router. Show run, show interface, show version, all this stuff. But what we're going to do is look at this, show CDP neighbors. So once you do that, you can see we've got a main dist and a core. So let's get those on there. Something like that. So we'll do the core there. And down here we can do the main dist. So then we can do a show neighbors detail. So we can see here we got the main dist first. Go through here. See if we can find some information about it. So here we've just found the IP address. Okay, I can copy it onto here. There you go. So we've got our, and here's the core IP address. So now once we've learned that, also it tells us what it is, so we've got a switch So these are both switches. So maybe they should have been squares. Just pretend I made squares. And that's a switch, apparently. Alright, so once we do that, we can exit here, it goes back to our PC, and then we can ping the core switch. There, it finally comes back. So once we ping it, let's try to telnet into it. So here we are in the core, and we can do a show CDP neighbors detail. And once you do that, we can see the main is right there. We know that. And it's a C184 router, so we could have added that, but we're not going to get too detailed here. Then we have down here, we have north, and it's a router. And we have south router. So we have a north router and a south router. And you could even be labeling the interface that they're going to, but that's going to take even more time by drawing here. So we got the north and the south routers, and the north IP address and the south IP address. And so then once you move on from there, yeah, let's try one more venture. Let's ping the south switch, or router, I guess. So that looks good, so we can telnet into that. And show CDP neighbors detail. So we've got the first one. What do we got here? So we've got the core, which we know it's connected to, the core switch, and then we've got the south dist. Which is going to be another switch. And that south dist is going to be right here. And so you could just go on and on. You could go into the north one, find out what's connected to that, and in that way, if we just kept telnetting each hop, go into this main dist, see what's in there, see what's connected to that, and you could just diagram the whole network. But you can see how that goes. We're not going to go through all of it, but let's open up this network and kind of see what we've got and see what we've matched. So we were actually, what is this thing called? Looks like an access switch there. So this is us up at the top coming in. We were actually coming in right here, but we were ending up telnetting into this default gateway, which was the main router. So we've got the core switch right here, and you can see we've got the south and the south dist, just like on ours. We would have found 2 more switches, and then we would have finally found some end units. We got our north branch right here. This is the main dist, yep, out here, so we would have found a couple more switches before we would have found our way back. But just with telnetting each one that we found using that show CDP neighbors, we could have charted this whole thing out, but that would have taken way too much of my paint skills. So that is a little bit about investigating existing network devices, especially if you don't have physical access to those devices. You can still find a lot of information using telnet and show commands. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching.